Hello. Welcome to the investor presentation for December 2024. We've had an exciting and a busy year this year at Tambourah Metals. We've expanded our gold portfolio, and our critical minerals collaboration with CSIRO has been finalised, and we've got some exciting targets there too, developing our R&D. I'd like to introduce Geology Manager and Non-Exec Director Bill Clayton, and Bill Marmion, our Non-Exec Director, who'd like to introduce the company.
Okay. Thank you, Rita. I'm very proud to be a Non-Executive Director of Tambourah, and it's actually exploring an exciting area in the Pilbara at the moment in Tambourah. And as most people in Western Australia know, De Grey have been very successful in recent years in their exploration target. They were down to 2 cents some 10 years ago. Now they've been very successful with gold resources of around about 12 million ounces already and still exploring. And as we know, Northern Star have bought in with a $5 billion investment. It's an exciting time for Western Australia. It's obviously an exciting time for De Grey, and it's an exciting time for Tambourah because we're just south of De Grey, and we've had some very good drilling results in recent times, and it's very prospective for the future. Thanks, Rita.
Thanks, Bill. As you know, Tambourah is 100 kilometres approximately south of De Grey, but the exciting thing is that they will be developing a mill that is open and will be open to the public, as in public explorers and small. So being able to process and not have to build a plant means that we can accelerate and find our high-grade gold targets to become self-funded in the future. The increase in the gold price from $2,500 to $4,000 Australian has also renewed interest in the small cap explorers like Tambourah. When you look at 2 cents, which De Grey were 10 years ago, and their discovery rate through drilling and attractive historical gold targets. We've got a good analogy there at Tambourah Goldfield. So we've got over 20 historic prospects, and each of those prospects were 1 ounce per tonne of gold in the 1890s. So our recent drilling has shown, with diamond drilling, the first diamond drill hole at Tambourah King produced 2.6 metres at 32 grams, and that also included 1 metre at 77 grams per tonne. So that's over 2 ounces of gold for a metre at Tambourah King, but we have repetitions of that in a couple of other holes at that area, and we'll be going back there in Q1 of 2025. We're planning those drill holes now. So gold exploration commenced in the 1890s, historic gold that was only consolidated with Tambourah Metals, and when we listed in 2021, we've focused on defining and looking at those targets, and we've only drilled 4 of the 20 prospects. And as you can see from our announcements, we have over 15 to go. We're focusing on the federal. We actually isolated and identified gold over 100 metres depth. And at the World's Fair, the analogy is the gold mineralisation is on a granite contact, and at Tambourah King, it's gold in quartz in the initial first 70 metres. So we're interested in defining several styles of gold mineralisation as we move forward. This is the recent drilling at World's Fair, and that's the first diamond drill rig that's occurred in this area. So having core, being able to identify and produce this geological knowledge and structure is really a worthwhile exercise, and we've been helped and been awarded a grant to assist us in going forward in 2025. We've been granted $180,000 towards drilling, and we'll be able to match that. And one of our primary targets is the Alexandria mine, and that was historically 4 metres at 2 grams from only 20 metres, 1 metre at 7 grams, and another metre from 13. So there's different historically. This is over 20 years old, this information. So we're going back in there to isolate and see the relationship between the depth of the gold mineralisation. And as you can see, Tambourah King, Young Australian, World's Fair, Kushmati. Kushmati has 10 metres at 10 grams from historical records, and we're looking forward to being able to diamond drill that area to review that. I'd also like to introduce Bill Clayton to talk about our other exciting gold projects that we have expanded and developed.
Thanks, Rita. Yeah, in the Bryah area, we've got two key gold targets, at Beatty Park, one at Beatty Park South and the other one at Baxter South. Baxter South is a stone's throw away from the Harmony gold mine, which produced 240,000 ounces. So we're in a great location for gold exploration. The key features of both of those targets is that they contain the upper contact of the narrow Kuta Formation, which is recognised as being a primary exploration target in the Bryah Basin. And in addition to that, both of those targets have gold mineralisation recognised and intersected in previous drilling in the vicinity of the contact, but the actual contact itself has not been targeted by drilling. So these anomalies exist around it in the hanging wall and the footwall of the target. We know there's altered rocks and the similar style of mineralisation expected at Harmony to be in that area, but as yet those targets have not been actually tested by drilling. So our key progress moving forward next year will be to develop drilling programs to go and test both of those exploration targets under the contact.
At Beatty Park, you could notice that 5 metres at 22 grams from 44 metres is a very exciting target. But what was the gold price in the 1990s, Bill?
Oh, it'd be $300 an ounce.
So at $300 an ounce, 5 metres at 22 grams was certainly not a payable exercise. But I can tell you, once we get back up there in next year, 5 metres at 22 grams and proving and extending that area will certainly mean game on for Tambourah. So we're looking forward to actually planning these drill holes, which we're doing now over the Christmas, and we'll be able to budget and include these going forward. Sheila.
Looking at Sheila, which is on the southern margin of the Pilbara, on the margin of the Ashburton to the south, defined by the Nanjil-Gardi Fault. So Sheila exists along the Nanjil-Gardi Fault, which has historically yielded two major gold deposits, plus million ounce gold deposits to the northwest and southeast of Sheila. Drilled in the 1990s through regional exploration for gold. These programs identified Sheila as a particular target, but the drilling remained wide space. So at Sheila we have 8 metres at 8 grams at depth in one of the air core drill holes completed in that era. We went back last year with the intention of testing that target. Unfortunately, due to the amount of water we found in that area, the rig wasn't able to penetrate to the target depth. So we extended our drilling program to the southeast. That defined supergene mineralisation associated, we believe, with this lower level, more primary mineralisation. The program for next year will be to go back with an RC drill rig and test that initial target, extend the drilling around it and to the west to close up the drill spacing. And we hope to define the continuity of that mineralisation at that depth around the original drill hole.
At Julimar North, SQM from Chile are the joint venture partner, and they completed air core drilling, and the initial pulps showed a niobium tantalum area of interest. So we've gone back and re-assayed the pulps, and we're waiting on those results. So they're also going to include testing for gold. So initially it was pegmatites, looking for lithium-bearing pegmatites and including nickel and platinum group elements. So this, they've continued with magnetic aerial survey, and the results of that are still being interpreted. So we'll be meeting with them in the next couple of weeks, and we'll hope to bring you some news of those results. Another exciting project which we have been working at Tambina with an exploration licence looking for pegmatites. And on this contact, we haven't tested for gold, but it's our prospecting lease was granted a couple of weeks ago. And as a result, this area has seen high-grade rock chips, 60 grams per tonne on the surface at a couple of locations. So we've got some easy target areas to define. It's 17 kilometres north of Tambourah, and it certainly will add to our gold development project. But it is a history at Tambina of small-scale gold mining, but the amalgamation of two mining leases into our prospecting lease, and there is alluvial and supergene gold associated with extensive and persistent ferruginous conglomerate, and it runs over 4,000 metres. So what we had today's announcement was highlighting that, but work will continue for this this gold conglomerate, which is over 10 kilometres long in this basin. There's been very little drilling and no drilling on the contact between our prospecting lease and the exploration licence that we've been working on. So we're looking forward to planning some target areas there. And as you can see, 17 kilometres, it won't be too difficult to organise some RC holes while we're working at Tambourah. This will be a complementary process and finding more ounces very close to Tambourah. Our work program, we've got a busy year and we've had a very busy time, but the work that we've been doing at Tambina, we're compiling the data, the reports are good, the rock chip sampling and on-ground heritage clearances will continue. At that Tambourah Goldfield, we're developing and processing the mining lease application process, including further flora and fauna surveys, and we'll do RC and diamond drill programs, which we are approved to do, commencing at the end of Q1 at Tambina and Bryah Basin, and at Sheila. We've got some exciting work to do, and we look forward to actually, a previous announcement was our collaboration with CSIRO, and the hyperspectral data there has highlighted that we can also use this data for isolating pegmatites that have cassiterite at Shaw River. And previously there has been a lot of mining at Shaw River for tin, but nobody's actually ever drilled this project at these pegmatites. And so that's another highlight going forward. The price of tin, 30,000 US, the price of gold, 4,000 Australian. We've got some exciting work to do going forward. I'd like to, in summary, focus on 10 years ago or 14 years ago, De Grey were a 2-cent share with gold prospects and targets that remained undrilled. The analogy is there. Tambourah has gold prospects. We haven't drilled 15 of 20 gold prospects that actually have over 1 ounce per tonne from history. So the Tambina project will add on to this. We've got an exciting year ahead, and I'd like to thank Bill
Thanks, Rita,
for your time this morning, and look forward to any questions. Please go to the website. The webinar will be uploaded this afternoon. Thank you.